Good day, class! Today, we will have a demonstration on how to use SolidWorks part environment in constructing 3D models. Let us open the SolidWorks CAD software. Then, in the opening window, select New Part Drawing. We will use the following features. Number 1, Extruded Boss Base. Number 2, Extruded Cut. Number 3, Sketch entities such as lines and circles. And 4, Add relations. In this tutorial, we will be constructing a 10 by 10 by 10 inches cube. We will use Extruded Boss Base. This command is used to make prisms with two-dimensional base or flat base, then introduce a thickness or depth to make a 3D drawing. To make a 10 by 10 by 10 inches cube, we will sketch a square with a dimension of 10 by 10 inches and add a depth of 10 inches. Before anything else, we should select a document unit on the lower right corner of the user interface. Since we will be constructing a cube in inches, we will select IPS. Now, we are ready to construct our cube. Select Extrude Boss Base under the Feature tab. Then you can select from the drawing area for the initial planes, such as front, top, or right plane. Let us select the top plane. Automatically, the drawing projects the top plane. That will lead us to the construction of the 2D base model. In our case, we will construct a 10 by 10 inches square base. In the middle of the drawing area, you will see a perpendicular arrow, which is the X and the Z axis, and the intersection, which is the origin. Let us construct the square using the line icon under the Sketch tab. Click the line icon. When I say click, it is the left click on the mouse, or follow the mouse button highlighted on the screen. Next is to select an initial position for the line on the drawing area or the endpoint of the line. Then click another position for the other endpoint of the line. Then next is the third position, which is the endpoint of the second line. Then fourth position, and lastly, close the figure by clicking the initial endpoint. You will see an indicator on the screen stating that you are selecting the endpoint of a line. There you have a quadrilateral. And the enclosed region is highlighted. That means it is a closed figure. Next is to make the lines horizontal and vertical. By placing the pointer on one line, then press right-click to make it horizontal. You will notice an indicator that the line is now horizontal. Then, place the cursor on another line and press right-click. This time, we will make vertical. Do the same to the other lines to make a rectangle. To be able to make a square, let us insert the dimension in the 2D model. Click the Smart Dimension icon, then click a horizontal line and another click for the position of the horizontal dimension. And type in the dimension in the small window. Let us type 10 inches and press enter. Then click a vertical line and another click for the position of the vertical dimension. And type the dimension 10 inches and press enter. Press escape to exit Smart Dimension. The lines that we have is blue in color. It means that the figure that we have is underdefined. To make it fully defined, we must have a complete dimension and must have an exact position. Since we have a complete dimension, we only need an exact position. When we click and drag a single line, the entire square can be moved to any position, as shown in the demo. Let us have the position of the square, wherein its center is at the origin. To do this, we must introduce a relationship by clicking the arrow down in the Display Delete Relations, then click Add Relations. Then on the left side of the screen, you will see the Add Relation tab. Then click the origin. Next is place the pointer to the vertical line, then press right-click and select midpoint. In the Add Relation tab, click Horizontal. Then, the vertical line is now positioned in the middle, and the horizontal line turned to black lines, meaning we can only drag or move the square to the left or right position. Again, in the Add Relation, click the origin and select the midpoint of the horizontal line, and click the vertical align. This will make the center of the square intersect with the origin. The lines are all black, means that the figure is now fully defined, which is also stated on the lower right portion of the screen. Now, click the Exit Sketch button on the upper right portion of the screen. Do not press the X or the close icon. Then the orientation will go back to the 3D view. Here, we have a flat square base. Next is placing a depth. On the left side, you can type in your depth. Type in 10 inches, then press enter. We will have a preview of the output cube. By clicking the reverse button, you can have the depth pointing on the other side. But we will position the cube in the middle. To do this, click the arrow down on the blind and select midplane, and click OK or the green check icon on the upper right portion of the screen. There you have our 10 by 10 by 10 inches cube. And the feature name is Boss Extrude 1, shown in the Feature Manager. What if our final model is not a cube, but instead a 10 by 10 by 5 inches square prism? We do not need to construct a new 3D model, but instead, we will just edit our initial model. To do this, in the Feature Manager tab, press right-click on the Boss Extrude 1 and click Edit Feature. This will bring us back in giving depth to the flat square base. Now, let us change the depth to 5 inches and press Enter. And afterwards, click OK. Automatically, the 3D model adjusts to the dimension we have. But what if the base of our 3D model is not a square? Instead, a rectangle whose dimension is 12 by 8 inches. To do this, right-click on the Boss Extrude 1, and this time select Edit Sketch. This will bring us back to the sketch mode of the drawing, but in 3D view. You can have the 2D view by clicking the view orientation on the upper middle portion of the screen and click the Normal to icon or the arrow up icon. Click the dimension that we will edit. Type in 12 inches and press Enter. Then edit the other dimension and change it to 8 inches. Click Exit Sketch and voila! We have now a 12 by 8 by 5 inches rectangular prism. Let us add a cylinder on the top portion of the prism with 4 inches diameter and 5 inches height. Under the Feature tab, click again the Extrude Boss base. This time, we can select from the incident planes generated by the prism aside from the initial planes that we have earlier. Click the top incident plane of the prism. Then click View Orientation to select Normal to or press Ctrl 8. Let us create a circle using the circle icon in the Sketch tab. Click the projected origin. This will be the position of the center of the circle. Then click another position to make a circle. Then, click Smart Dimension to introduce a dimension for the diameter. Then type in 4 inches on the small window. You will notice that the circle is fully defined already, since we have an exact position and dimension of the circle. Click Exit Sketch. Again, do not click the X or the Close button. Then, in the View Orientation, click the Isometric or press Ctrl 7 to view the 3D model. Now, we will introduce a depth to the cylinder. Type in 5 inches and press Enter. And then, click OK. And now, we added the cylinder on the top of the prism. The cylinder is under the name Boss Extrude 2 in the Feature Manager. Let us add a 3x3x3 inches cube in the left side of the prism. Click Extrude Boss Base, then click the right incidental plane and press Ctrl 8 for normal view. Then, click the line icon in the Sketch tab. Click an initial position of the line. Make sure that the line you're creating is a horizontal line. A horizontal indicator will appear. And click the next endpoint. Next is a vertical line. You will also see a vertical indicator. Next is another horizontal line. But this time, place your mouse pointer on the endpoint of the first line. Then move it vertically down, and a tracking line will appear stating that the horizontal line you're constructing is vertically aligned with the endpoint of the first. Then close the figure with a vertical line. Click the Add Relation and select all lines by making a window on which all the lines are inside. Then click Equal on the Add Relation tab. Select the midpoint of the horizontal line and the origin, and click Vertically Align. Then next, select the midpoint of the vertical line and the origin, and click Horizontally Align. Lastly, add a dimension to one of the lines. Set it to 3 inches. Then the rest of the line will follow. Click Exit Sketch and press Ctrl 7 to view in isometric. Then place the depth of 3 inches. There you have the cube. Next is making a hole 4 inches in diameter in the front of the rectangular prism positioned in the middle. To make a hole, click Extrude Cut and select the front incidental plane. In the Sketch tab, click the circle icon. Set the center of the circle in the origin. Next is Smart Dimension, and type in the diameter to 4 inches. Press Exit Sketch. You can place a depth on the hole manually using the blind. You can place any depth of the hole or make a hole throughout the 3D model by selecting an arrow down in the blind. Click Through All and click OK. Then we have a hole in the front. Let us cut a square 2 inches by 2 inches at the right side of the cube, but only for a depth of 4 inches. Click the Extruded Cut and click the incidental right side of the cube. Click the line icon and construct a horizontal line. then a vertical line, and another horizontal line but tracking the other end of the horizontal line, and lastly, closing it with a vertical line. Then add relation by selecting all lines and click equal. Place a dimension to one of the line, which is 2 inches. And add distance between the vertical line and one vertical edge of the cube. Type in 0.5 inch. Same dimension with the horizontal line and one horizontal edge of the cube and set it to 0.5 inch. Click Exit Sketch. Then type in 4 inches for the depth and click OK. There you have it, a short introduction to the part drawing environment. Thank you for watching. And see you again in our next video lecture. Goodbye! Mamba out.